What can I get for 20?
For 20, I will lick the inside of your ass.
So Colin, Nick,
Yeah.
Today's question comes from anonymous 23-year-old male. Hey, I'm 23 and in a committed relationship with a wonderful girl who is the kindest and sweetest thing ever. However, before I met her, my low self-esteem caused me to seek out escorts on the internet. At the time, thinking that this would be my only outlet for being intimate physically. I of course use protection and I don't have any diseases, but from ages 19 to 23, I probably visited 20 different ladies of the night. My question is, should I ever bring this up with the girlfriend or should I bury it forever in the past?
I want to be clear though, I've said this many times on our political stuff, like I think prostitution should be totally legal. I don't understand why it's like a consenting adult can't pay another consenting adult for sex. I don't think there's really even any shame in that. It's the oldest profession, as they say. So, but in the United States, it's illegal in 49 states and you have to kind of play by the rules. I'm not saying you should go and do that, but I don't think there's necessarily any shame in that. That said, there is a stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
And I do think that, you know, all things considered, it's like the numbers game where it's like, how many people have you slept with? Do you really want to know? And then like, if you say like, well, I've slept with 20 people, and she's like, okay, and you're like, well, I paid for sex with that people, that might change things. So I think that if you love her and care about her, maybe you should tell her, but I don't know that you should necessarily have to go in your past.
Yeah, definitely, you don't have to. You're not required to do anything. You know what I mean? It's a relationship, but we always talk about on the show, honesty and communication. Yeah. And I feel like if you're at that level with this person, you shouldn't want to hide anything. You know, you should want to be able to at least bring up anything that's happened, and she should be able to understand or not understand.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, having said that, I do see the opposite side of that, right? Where if there's not a safety concern, if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, which you never really do, but if you can trust that you've had enough testing and you feel like you're STD free, then I don't necessarily think it's something, unless you are really concerned with her safety, that you have to go into, because there is a stigma about it. And at the same time, you know, if it were reversed and we were talking about the numbers game, would we tell people that they have to know? No, we would say, look, you know, the past is the past, and it doesn't necessarily matter what happened back then, as long as you're not continuing that into your relationship. I think you're going to be okay. But definitely go get tested. And you know, this is something you just can't condone because, like Colin mentioned, it is illegal, and unfortunately, you just don't want that hanging on your record.
I don't know that he should necessarily feel a stigma, because I guarantee you it is not uncommon for people to pay for sex. Clearly, if you can find an escort online, even though it is illegal, it's clearly kind of like people look the other way on it. I don't think that there necessarily should be a stigma attached to it, as long as it's a consenting adult asking another consenting adult. It's just a commerce. I mean, it's not really like the end of the world.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, that might be something that if you're in a committed relationship, that might need to come up, just like, you know, other things may or may not need to come up. So I don't necessarily want this person to feel bad for what he did, because I don't think there's anything to feel bad about, but that's kind of maybe for your girlfriend to decide if she should feel bad about that as well. And if she judges you for that and doesn't know the dark place you were in and all those kinds of things, then maybe that says something about her too. But I don't necessarily want to project all those kinds of things. It is a complicated issue.
Definitely. Yeah. This has been Love and Sex Stuff. Colin, thank you very much for joining us for the first time ever. This has been an exciting
Probably the
time.
last.
No, you'll be back.
You'll be back.
You'll be. I want to talk about some love with you, some sweet, nasty sex stuff, all that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get this show every Monday, 9 a.m. over on youtube.com/kindafunny.
And if you go to kindafunny.com/store, you can get the Love and Sex Stuff t-shirt, which I'm not wearing right now, but it's as cool, if not cooler than this one.
It's like
it's this.
Which I don't know what that means.
I don't know if I should be on that. I think this means okay, and this means really okay. And when you get into this, it's blissfully okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you have questions for this big, beautiful show, you can go to kindafunny.com/love and sex, fill out the form, and we'll get to your topic at some point in the future. Until next time.